Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gomansing. In our top story, Virgin Islands Superior Court deemed that Kevin Rodriguez ran 6th place in the 2016 November general election, is not a bona fide resident of the territory, and legal battles have ensued since early this January. The legislative body is not complete, and even after a special election, the 15th seat in the 32nd legislature remains empty. Stephanie Brown reports.
The special elections has cost taxpayers in a territory $90,000 to conduct, and still the results have not been certified. Last week Friday, Senator Tregenza Roach, Jeanette Milling-Young, and Dwayne DeGraff of the Minority Caucus in the 32nd legislature openly informed that they have requested legislative legal opinion to determine what action the legislature should take if the Board of Elections does not certify the results of the 2017 elections, which they say is critical to addressing unequal representation between the districts. In a Senate session held in February, Senate President Myron Jackson inquired on legal ramifications that the legislative body could endure if they were to seat Rodriguez.
To try to seat Rodriguez after the court has entered a decision as stopping him, it would create a whole host of issues, and it could cause somewhat of a crisis between the branches.
Yesterday, the St. Thomas St. John District Board of Elections voted to approve a motion that the board not certify the April 8 elections. In a previous meeting held earlier this month, one board member deliberated over the extent of their body's powers.
A flaw in the special election per se. What the issue is, what do you do with Kevin Rodriguez, who is now a senator-elect? And that's not the board's position. That's not the board's, the board can't do anything.
In a released statement, Senate President Myron Jackson asserted that the Third Circuit Court of Appeals denied Rodriguez's request to stop the special election and the certification of the special elections. He went on to say that the Board of Elections need to do the job it's statutorily mandated to do. For News 2, I'm Stephanie Shalana Brown.
Senator Myron Jackson also stated that minority caucus members are misleading the public into believing the legislature could have stripped the local and federal courts of their authority to determine the dispute concerning the eligibility of Kevin Rodriguez to serve in the legislature. Counting two to keep you updated. Senate President Myron Jackson commends the Virgin Islands Carnival Committee's decision to reverse its plans to charge an admission fee and enclose the Carnival Village for the first time in the event's 65-year history of entertainment over the next week. At a March 21st meeting of the Committee on the Workforce Development, Consumer Affairs, and Culture, President Jackson and other members asked the Carnival Committee to submit multiple documents addressing the issues surrounding the proposed enclosure, including a detailed plan of emergency exits and entrances and all security measures, statistics of the recommended capacity limit, a copy of the Carnival ride vendors contract, correspondence regarding inspections in coordination with the VI Police Department, Public Works, Fire Services, and the Office of the Attorney General. Members expressed concerns about the Carnival Committee not having the planning tools and security measures necessary to enact the proposed changes, Senator Jackson said, and we thank the Carnival Committee for using its wisdom in delaying implementation of the enclosure of Wang's Musical Haven Carnival Village. Wise heads have prevailed. Senator Jackson said he appreciated the Carnival Committee's attempt to offset costs by implementing fundraising measures in light of the financial crisis, but believed the organization needed to start earlier during the planning process. He noted that Virgin Islands Carnival has grown from the basic masquerade tradition of 65 years ago into a multi-layered event, evolving demands. Meanwhile, in other news, Governor Mapp is pleased that Lieutenant Governor Osbert Potter succeeded in getting the horse owners and the Virgin Islands Carnival Committee to schedule the races on Thursday of Carnival Week to eliminate a long-standing conflict with the Children's Parade. He made some remarks during the village opening on Friday. Here's more.
And we want to work with you on some of the changes that you want to do. And I want to start by thanking my Lieutenant Governor Potter, that brought a group together, the Carnival Committee, the horsemen, the horse owners, that worked to try this year to move the races to Thursday after Juve so that we could all really concentrate on showing the children of the Virgin Islands our full support for the Children's Parade on Friday. So thank you, Lieutenant Governor, for leading that and making that successful.
15 federal law enforcement officers received commissions as Virgin Islands peace officers on Monday after attending an orientation on Virgin Islands history and culture at Government House in St. Croix. Commissions were awarded to 6 agents from the Drug Enforcement Agency, DEA, 5 from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco and Firearms, and 6 from Homeland Security Investigations. Attorney General Claude Earl Walker said this is our largest class of federal officers who have received VI peace officer status. They now have 26 officers in total since the start. The training was planned by AG Walker in conjunction with acting U.S. Attorney Joycelyn Hewitt and VIPD Commissioner Delroy Richards. Well, we are in the midst of Carnival, and the Virgin Islands Police Department is urging all residents to be safe during a time when some of us can become a little less cautious. Here are some Carnival safety tips from the Police Department. It's that time of year when people kick back and have some fun. But while you are out enjoying the festivities, it is also important to remember that safety always comes first.
I want you all to be safe. Don't drink and drive. If you must drink, have a designated driver. Or just leave your car. Call Uber. If you need a ride, I'll give you $1, catch $1 ride, and you go, you have to go. Leave your car behind. Let's have this a safe Carnival. Wonderful experience for one and all. Let's just enjoy, love one another. If someone step on your foot, just say, hey, excuse me, sorry, whatever. No violence.
VIPD officials also offer some tips.
We want everybody to have a good time during this carnival for the 65th. We know that a lot of people are coming in from Fireland, and we just want to make sure that everybody is safe.
They say extra steps were taken to ensure safety, including the involvement of many other enforcement agencies.
You know, we have law enforcement officers from the different agencies. We have the marshals that's going to be assisting. We have licensing and consumer, waste management is going to be assisting us as well. So we're going to have a mixture of different law enforcement officers, and we also have cameras in the village to ensure that, you know, if anything happens, we could pick it up and we could address it as quickly as possible. Each one of the booths were given paperwork from the Department of Licensing and Consumer Affairs concerning the selling of alcohol beverages to minors. So that's one of the things that they're going to be looking out for as well with the police department.
Also, the Juve route will be from west to east, starting from Adelita Cancrine Junior High School in one direction. They say it makes the route more manageable.
So the road will be blocked off at 3 a.m. So we're asking that motorists please use the main street to get to your destination. Also, they could use Skyline or North Side to get to their destination.
Parking is allowed on the apron. Also, it is allowed several different areas along the sidewalks. However, vehicles are not allowed to park on both sides of the street, nor are they allowed to park on the bus stops located anywhere in the downtown area or on Maud Proudfoot, also known as Maffali Hill Road, and also on corners. Be cognizant of when you are parking that you are aware if an emergency vehicle can pass, be it the ambulance or the fire truck. If when you park, you see that it cannot, please do not stay there. Otherwise, we will have to remove the vehicle at your expense.
Parking is not allowed to the rear of the booths located at the village. That is only allowed for the drivers of the booths.
Please, if you see something, say something and let a law enforcement officer know so that we could do something.
I take it upon you to take a few minutes tonight.
Now, police chief says rain don't stop the carnival, but he says violence will. In other news, the Queen Elizabeth Ferry 4 is awaiting parts to fix repairs for those who are hoping to use the ferry. Sustained when a drive unit of the ferry boat hit a rock while departing the Green Key Marina on St. Croix last last Wednesday. According to the Ferry Services website, the ferry should resume services by this Thursday. However, until the ferry is operational, the ferry will not be accepting any new reservations. The ferry service that runs between the islands of St. Croix and St. Thomas 3 times a week is a transportation means that many residents are relying on this carnival season. Well, many are enjoying some time off. The governor, by proclamation, granted administrative leave for government employees to enable their participation in major carnival events this week. The public is reminded that most government offices will be closed during this period. For employees in the St. Thomas St. John district, leave is granted on Wednesday, April 26th, from 12 to 5. That's Food, Arts and Craft Fair Day. And on Thursday, April 27th, 8 a.m. to 5, Juve. Friday, April 28th is a legal holiday in the U.S. Virgin Islands, also an administrative day as well. So non-essential employees territory-wide may participate in the Carnival Children's Parade. Well, police arrested about a dozen people protesting outside the White House Tuesday. The rally was organized by the activist group People's Action to protest the federal budget. Participants held signs demanding funding for clean water, immigrants, and job creation. They say they want lawmakers to put people and the planet before profit. Congress must agree on a new budget by next week or risk a government shutdown. Keeping our eye on the economy, let's take a look at the New York Stock Exchange with the Stock Market Watch. According to the numbers, we can see everything up. The Dow up 232, NASDAQ 41, S&P 500 up at 14. Coming up on News 2, we have more Carnival news in our Carnival Corner. That's coming up after the break. Welcome back. Ewart Henry, 71, of Jamaica, made his initial appearance before U.S. Magistrate Judge Ruth Miller. According to the criminal complaint on April 21st, 2017, Henry presented himself at the U.S. Customs and Border Protection primary inspection checkpoint at the Sierra-Leone Airport, St. Thomas, and Henry was a ticketed passenger on an outbound American Airlines flight to Connecticut. He provided a Connecticut state ID card and was unable to provide further documentation of citizenship. CBP's secondary inspection discovered that Henry is a Jamaican national, was previously deported in 2008. Henry had not obtained permission to re-enter the United States. Henry faces a maximum sentence of 10 years and a $250,000 fine. A beloved and dedicated teacher in the Virgin Islands education system lost her life in a car crash in Orlando, Florida, where she retired after teaching third graders on the island of St. Croix. Adina Williams was credited with starting the first Girl Scouts on St. Croix and was a faculty advisor for the youth steel pan group, Pan Connection. According to reports, a driver made a U-turn on a Florida turnpike on Sunday evening and crashed into Williams, whom was traveling with 2 other passengers in her vehicle. Condolences to her family. Snyder Regional Medical Center Hospital CEO Dr. Bernard Wheatley stated, "Our first priority always has been and will continue to be our patients, despite the many challenges we face." He says we continue to deliver quality patient care to the residents and visitors of the VI. As indicated during recent press releases, board meetings, and legislative hearings, Snyder Regional Medical Center is not adequately reimbursed for many of the patient care services and chemotherapy medications it provides to patients at CKCI under its current reimbursement structure with Medicare and Medicaid. In a statement released, he said further, many patients who are treated at CKCI do not have insurance, and for those patients, Schneider Regional Medical Center receives little or no reimbursement. Significant delays in recent disbursements of the regular monthly allotment to SRMC from the central government further adds to the difficulties. He said that cancer treatment continues to be available at CKCI, Despite the financial challenges faced, patients enrolled at CKCI continue to receive their treatments as scheduled. New patients who meet admission criteria are still being accepted at CKCI. He said at this point, no decision has been made to close CKI or to stop admitting new patients for treatment at CKCI. Patients and providers may contact them at 340-776-8311 with questions or for assistance. Well, let's look at our carnival schedule. It's the time for our Carnival Corner there. Senior Citizens Tramp from Market Square to Village, that's happening this evening, 8 p.m. Cultural Fair is set for Wednesday, April 26th at Emancipation Garden. And then we have the Carnival Reggae Fest. That's on schedule later in the evening, Wednesday, April 26th, Lionel Roberts Stadium, 8 p.m. Juve time is on Thursday, April 27th, Veterans Drive, 4 a.m. Horse races, Thursday, April 27th at the Clinton Phipps Racetrack from 2 p.m. And we have the Children's Parade, Friday, April 28th, Market Square, 10 a.m. Adults Parade on Saturday, April 29th from the Western Cemetery. Now the fireworks will dazzle everyone Saturday, April 29th at the St. Thomas Harbor. Then for those who can't get enough, last lap is set Saturday, April 29th from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. in Fort Christian. Well, you know, some say it's the best way to start the day. Rise and Wine, the ultimate breakfast wet fete. That's coming up on Sunday, April 30th at Emile Griffith Park from 4 a.m. to 11 a.m. Here's more.
4 o'clock in the morning when the village closes, people don't want to go home. They have a place to go and party till 12 o'clock. And we have a few surprises this year, you know. Being as the second annual, I had to give all you some new surprises, some nice ambiance. Things change up a little different. I think people will definitely appreciate what we bring in, and they will really enjoy what we bring in, you know, to them this year, you know. We bring in stars that has never been there, been to the island in a whole, you know, like such as Cohen, Peter Ram, new stars. But the Breakfast Wet Fete has several other components that make it move, such as the breakfast aspect of it is free between a certain hour. If you don't have your tickets, to log on to riseandwine.com. I want you guys to also follow Rise and Wine on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and most of all, follow TriniFlyPromotions.com. You know, we have everything, keep you up to date with what's going on in the Caribbean as well. And big up to ESS Promotions, man. Real talk, big up Watto and the hard work that they've been putting in on the ground. And that's a partner on this event with this Rise and Wine that we're doing.
Okay, so some surprises in store there. Now let's look at the entertainment lineup for tonight at the Village. For those heading down Tuesday, tonight, DJ Cypher, Flambo Combo, Cool Breeze, Shaw, and WCK of Dominica. Wednesday, we have DJ Nature Boy and DJ Black. The ZA1, Marino Castellano, DJ AK Out #1, and Asa Banton. Thursday, DJ Pete, Imagination Brass, A-Team, King Bubba, Ricardo Drew, and Sherwin Winchester of Trinidad and the Styley Band. So be sure to check that out in the Village. Now, just a reminder, our regular News 2 newscast will not be aired on Thursday and Friday. However, we will air our Carnival special as we look back at all the Carnival events held to celebrate the anniversary. Also, if you can't make it out to the parades, be sure to stay tuned to TV2 for the best live coverage of both the Children's and Adults Parade at 10 a.m. We'll have live interviews, all the troops, plus in-depth coverage of the bands, music, beauty queens, and dignitaries right here on TV2. Well, as we shared last week, the annual UVI 13D Student Entrepreneurship, the competition was held at the University of the Virgin Islands. Now, VIA, formerly Innovative, sponsored $50,000 of the $60,000 prize event. Student entrepreneur teams, they presented their business proposals to a judges panel in an effort to win $60,000 in prize money to fund their startups. Well, the 13D winners, we have Speedy Redemption, which was a lentil burgers. Karima Reed, she won the first prize of $30,000. Speedy Redemption lentil burgers creates in a packable form the vegetarian protein that Speedy Redemption Deli uses for its vegetarian burgers. Karima Reed is a nursing major at UVI and is therefore acutely aware of the food health connection. Da Vinci, Gerald Bellot, and Joy Grant, Cody Richardson, was the second prize winner of $20,000. Da Vinci is a smartphone app that combines mental exercise with physical movement, a combination that research is showing leads to better mental acuity. Think Luminicity meets Pokemon Go. That's how they describe it. Gerald is an applied mathematics major at UVI, and Joy is a social science major at UVI. King Events, Aaron Gums was a third prize winner of $10,000 and a wedding planning service. The business is a one-stop shop for those wanting to create an event or plan their wedding in the Virgin Islands. The firm is a custom event design and implementation firm. Aaron is a hospitality and tourism management major at UVI. We want to say congratulations to the 13D winners. Virgin Islands Department of Education, in conjunction with the BCB Middle School and Island Ballers, they're hosting the first annual Hoops in Paradise Invitational Tournament at the BCB Gymnasium. That's going on until the 26th. Now on Monday, Governor Kenneth Mapp attended the tournament with Education Commissioner Dr. Sharon Ann McCollum and other educational officials following a nail-biter between the Charlotte-Mali High School Hawks and BVI Future All-Star Team, which bested the Hawks 66-63 in double overtime. And Governor gave some remarks. Here is more.
I just want to welcome everyone from Puerto Rico, St. Croix, the BVI, and of course the teams here on St. Thomas for participating in our inter-island meets. This is the first time in the Department of Education's history that we're promoting inter-island competition among our high schools on all of the territories, the Virgin Islands, St. Croix, St. Thomas, Puerto Rico, and the British Virgin Islands. And so I want to just welcome you. I want to thank all of you for coming. I want to thank all the chaperones, the teachers, the coaches, and all of the people that work hard to put this together, the officials. I see you running up and down on the field. I gotta come do that with you, no, I could lose the weight. But I want to thank you all, and I want to commend you on the sportsmanship and on the work you're doing. Commissioner of Education, Dr. McCollum, we want to thank you and your team for making this a success.
Job well done. Congrats to all the teams and the athletes. Well, in celebration of their new animated Smurf movie, The Lost Village, now in local theaters, McDonald's brought one of the fun, lovable blue characters, Brainy Smurf, to visit the VI. Fans got an opportunity to meet and take selfies with the movie star himself, Brainy, as he toured the territory. Fans of all ages gathered to meet the famous character. The McDonald's Happy Meals recently featured 6 collectible Smurf toys based upon the film. Available now while supplies last. Each Smurf village contains 2 figures that are characterized by a different pose that captures the unique personality of each Smurf. Among some of the characters are the collection of Papa Smurf, Vane, Brainy, and Smurf. Be sure to stick around. Your News to AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.
Weather heading our way. We do have a front just west of the islands, and it's bringing some precipitation. We're talking about some brief but heavy downpours. We expect them to start tonight and continue into tomorrow. So right now we see some precipitation over Puerto Rico, just a few heading over the islands, but that is going to get here tonight. You're definitely going to hear the rain, at least as it's coming down. 76 26 degrees for our overnight low with those heavy showers, and they will continue through tomorrow. So not a complete washout. They're going to be quick, but they're going to be strong, and we're going to see some flooding in areas with poor drainage. So keep that in mind for tonight and for tomorrow. St. John, 84 degrees for your temperature. St. Thomas, 84, and in St. Croix, 85 degrees, again with spotty showers across the islands. Small craft advisory in place. Use caution on the Atlantic side. We are expecting some choppy seas and also some wind gusts throughout the night into tomorrow. Waves 3 to 5 feet, winds out of the southeast 10 to 15 knots. Now the Caribbean side, it's a bit quieter. We don't have an advisory for boats or for swimmers. Waves 3 to 5 feet and winds out of the east from 10 to 15 knots. Looking at your 5-day forecast, well, it does improve. We're going to see a shower or two on Thursday, 85 degrees. On Friday, we're going to have leftover showers. Nothing unusual, 84 degrees for our high temperature, although there is a system ahead of us that could make those showers a little bit more frequent. But for right now, we're just expecting typical passing showers. Saturday, a high of 85 degrees with a shower or two, and on Sunday, same story, a passing shower or two with a high of 85 degrees. Sandy, back to you.
Thanks for that. Let's take a look at our NEWS2 weather picture there. Lots of animals by Soniel Melendez, the first grader representing Ricardo Richards Elementary School. What a change of scenery, Soniel. Hope you have a wonderful week there, enjoying some time off. Send us your NEWS2 weather picture too. NEWS2 Innovative Business Center, 4611 Tutu Park, Suite 300, St. Thomas Virgin Islands, 00802. That's all for this edition of NEWS2. We'd like to thank you for joining us for all the latest. I'm Sandra Gomansing. Have a wonderful evening.